What's up everybody, it's the Inhuman one here with part 16 of the Ultimate 100% Guide for Black Myth Wukong. This is the final chapter of the game, and with it, there's going to be some major changes to the way they actually design the levels. Instead of it being a linear level where you have to traverse the area, find all the secrets, and face enemies, it's really just more of an open area that you can kind of pick and choose whichever bosses you like. There's 4 mandatory bosses that you must beat in order to gain the mythical set to progress the game forward. This is a free mythical set of armor, so you definitely want to do it anyways. But aside from that, there's probably another 10 optional bosses down the way. In terms of loot, there's actually only one piece of loot or one chest that you'll find in the entire area, and I'll show you guys exactly how to do that. But first, we have a pretty difficult boss fight up ahead with the Supreme Inspector. If you remember the Supreme Inspector, he was the boss with the kind of like the angel wings or bird wings and a red hand for a face. So in order to face off with him and defeat him most consistently, you're going to want the Plantain Fan. I call it Plantain. I don't know. That's how we say it in my country, but Plantain Fan it is. So we'll use that. Aside from that, just whatever you're comfortable with using, and then let's go ahead and move forward. Most of his attacks are going to be pretty difficult because they deal like kind of lightning plus fire damage. It's like a red lightning. So what you want to do is try and avoid those strikes as much as possible. The melee strikes aren't nearly as punishing. Then, whenever he starts initiating his second phase, he'll use these wheels that he kind of rolls around, kind of like Neza, another goddess, or god actually, of this pantheon. Anyways, those you'll need to avoid as well to avoid similar damage. Don't try and immobilize him or use any spells while he's on the wheels because he'll pretty much avoid them or cancel them out. And then for phase 3, that's where we brought the Plantain Fan. As soon as phase 3 initiates, there'll be a ring of fire surrounding you entirely, and that's when you want to activate the fan to put out the fire and pretty much push him back into phase 2. So here goes nothing.
Bad luck. It's a dead end. You nasty slanderer! I let you be, and now you have the gall to show up! If you come at me now, this day will be your last!
Alright, Cloud step first to get behind him, and then see if you can do some light attack combos. He will interrupt those attacks with that, so don't worry. Just, again, melee strikes aren't nearly as much of a concern as his other strikes. Yeah, there you go. We'll do immobilization here. Wandering Light for some big damage. Heavy attack. We can keep him stunned for the most part if we're smart with our uses here. After he uses any kind of block, he will kind of spray out some of those, or shoot out some feathers, so just be careful there. There you go, and then watch for him to spin around again. There you go. Use our Cloud Step. He can attack the decoy all he wants. No big deal. Dodge through, dodge through. He can typically do 2 flurries of those at a time. Again, if he blocks, he's going to shoot out some wings, so just be careful. The melee strikes aren't the big concern, it's the fire he does, the lightning fire. When he turns around for the kick, that's when he's going to attack us. There you go, that's a good time to dodge. Immobilization, we'll do another light attack. Heavy attack combo here to keep him staggered. Light attack combo yet again. Cloud step to get behind him. And he's going to transform. He's going to initiate phase 2 in just a moment, so just keep dodging. When he picks up his wings, he's going to do that little burst right there. Okay, jumping heavy attack to stagger him. He's going to dodge that, of course, because he's a jerk. Alright, now we've got the wheel. So watch for the wheel. He's going to run at you a few times. He'll shoot it at you as well. Just dodge, dodge, and just keep dodging every chance you get. He'll start doing circles right in front of you, and he's going to then initiate the next phase of the attack. Dodge and dodge. We're going to do our Cloud Step so we can get some safety here. And then we'll go for the attack. Stay on the offensive if we can. Okay, he's back on his wheel. Try and dodge best you can. These are now going to all come towards us, so just get out of the circle and then dodge like crazy once they all come at you. Once he lands, then you can do an immobilization, but if he's on his wheel, you don't want to waste it. There you go. You can go for the immobilization now, safely. Jumping heavy attack, cloud step. We'll go ahead and heal just to top off. He's going to initiate his next phase pretty soon. Alright, he's not there yet though. He's still using his Meza wheel. Dodge. And dodge when he comes down. He'll track you all the way to the pits of hell with that one. That's a grab attack. Don't like that one. But it's pretty flashy. Alright, this is phase 3. So immediately start mashing your Plantain Fan. Now he's in phase 2 again. It staggers the enemy as well, so this is a great opportunity to deal some major damage. As soon as he gets out of it, you're going to want to immobilize him. Go for a light attack combo. Heavy attack combo here. Jumping heavy attack. Transformation with our rock, and then we can just do light attacks and hopefully have him attack us enough to trigger our Skull Crusher. Let's see. Nice. Once he lands, very nice, big damage. We'll de-transform on his head. Light attack combo. And of course he's being real stingy with it right now. Does not want to die. I don't blame him though. Alright, light attack and he's dead. That's with Supreme Inspector down. First try. Again, that Plantain Fan cancel attack is one of the best kept secrets in the game. Found that out in my first playthrough. It was really nice. Helped me out quite a bit in my challenge run. So we're going to break his wrist. And he's going to come crashing down. But the Somersault Cloud's going to save us. And now we have our new method of traversal for the rest of this area.
Fortune's gift it is! It's Wukong's Somersault Cloud! I was wringing my brain how to fetch you, but this savvy one's already on it! It must have been hidden here amongst the mist until it sensed the relics on you. Thanks to them, it recalled its master and saved your skin. Now that it answers to your call, why not make good use of it?
We're certainly going to make the best use of it we can.
Your mortal body is too heavy for me in my wind form. All these henchmen of the court, what draws them to this mountain? Let's find out!
So naturally he's going to be running around, not being very useful. So we're going to be traversing this entire area, and now with the Somersault Cloud we can traverse it even faster than before. We also got some Celestial Ribbons, and sadly you can only use the Somersault Cloud in this area. So anyways, we're going to be going all over the place, but first we want to backtrack. You can press down on the D-pad to activate the Somersault Cloud. I like to call it the Nimbus Cloud as a Dragon Ball Z fan. And then we're going to be heading this way. Honestly, the best thing you can do if you get a little lost is you look for the shrine. So this is what we're doing. We're going to drop down. This is the easiest way to do it. Use your Incense Talisman Shrine. And then I'm going to show you the best and quickest way back to get the secret item. So from the shrine, it's actually just a few paces away. And the chest, the sole chest of this entire area is going to be located near a little tree. So we're going to go back this way. Oh my gosh, I pressed R2 and down. I used the Incense Talisman again. Oops. Just press down on the D-pad. You can actually run and activate the cloud at the same time, which is pretty nice. So from the Verdant Path Shrine, run this way, activate your Somersault Cloud, and then as you go up here, is going to be a thick tree. This tree right here is hiding the chest. So this chest guards the original armor that our Destined One character is going to be using for the game, but since there was a lot of feedback that it wasn't really well received, they ended up equipping it, or keeping it in game and keeping it as a kind of like a secret item you could pick up. So we would get the headpiece, the armor, the bracers, and of course the greaves as well. These are actually just I'd say like common quality, but every time you activate a new part of your relic with each new game plus that you do, the defense increases significantly, so you'll have even more. So it looks pretty cool. We're gonna go ahead and semi like fake equip the full set so you guys can see it. Got this. Oh my gosh. You've got this, 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 this. I don't know why the headpiece didn't want to save. There you go. That's it right there. So we're going to be getting a mythical variant of this that is far more flash, and you guys are going to love it. So alright, so now that we've done that, honestly, I just teleport right back. It's really easy to get lost in these woods, so I want to tell you from the shrine how to get to every single area. We're going to be facing off with an optional dragon boss that is actually pretty difficult. He doesn't have much health, but he hits incredibly hard. So from the Verdant Path Shrine, activate your Somersault Cloud, and then you're going to go past this pit here, and this will be kind of the starting area. So we're going to head right off this cliff and straight down. You're going to see a puddle there. That's the puddle we want to head to face off with this boss. And after every boss fight, we're essentially going to be, oh my gosh, we're essentially going to be resting back at the shrine. So, alright, so big damage, good for us. Alright. Now this guy can kill us in like no time at all, so he can also deal plenty of damage, so we can safely use our Azure Dust transformation to build up some Skull Crusher. This guy is deceptively strong. A lot of the enemies in this area are. But you can see how much health he did to the Azure Dust. I mean, a kick like that will almost kill the Destined One in one single strike. So Skull Crusher, get him on his back, and then once we transform, if we have Cloud Step, we'll use it. If not, we're just going to heal as quickly as we can. Remember, we can sprint and heal on this one. What you can do here, activate the wind if you're able to. Jumping heavy attack. You can definitely use the Plantain Fan, one of the slowest animations, sadly. These jumping attacks are crazy strong, so just be careful. He dives, make sure you are well out of the way. Now we should be able to safely, oh gosh. There you go. Now, with this triggered, it's going to stun him permanently. He's staggered. We can get in a light attack combo at the very least. Immobilize him while he's down. Big heavy attack. If you have 3, that'd be enough to knock him down, but again, this guy is deceptively strong, so don't be afraid if you're getting your butt whooped. It happens to the best of us. That's his grab attack. It's a really crazy looking attack. It's awesome. You don't like to be on the receiving end of it, but it looks nice. Make sure you sprint away and heal. Dodge these puddles. Again, he's just going to keep spamming, so don't worry. Immobilize him, and then we should be able to take him out here. Very, very deceptively difficult boss, right? But you get the Water Ward Orb. This is a curio that helps you while you're in the water. And you're really only going to find use for it in this last chapter, honestly. And of course, if you go through New Game Plus and the earlier chapters, so not bad. Not bad at all. But anyways, you could activate your cloud if you're confident in your how many heals and stuff you have, but honestly what I like to do is just warp back to the shrine just to be safe. We have another optional boss coming up ahead, and this is going to be the it's called the Flint Chief. So I'm going to show you kind of the path you would take from that boss anyways, but now that we've kind of re-upped our gourd uses and all that, I feel much more confident and ready to fight the next boss. This one's just real tanky. A lot of these bosses are going to be hard to hit. They don't let you stay fully aggressive the entire time, so be mindful of that. So this is the kind of lake that we were fighting that dragon in. So from here, you would go up. And once you get to like the secondary path here, which is right here, this level, you should see kind of like another lake, and then there's going to be an odd structure off in the distance, and that structure is our next target. So you want to get behind this guy. So again, his back is going to be over here. Once he's kind of summoned, then you can immobilize him. You can use all your abilities. He's poison based, so he's going to deal crazy damage. And it can really, those little pustules he has can explode and they're devastating. So this is a crazy attack. Get out of the range, because it'll actually kill you in one hit, even at this much health. Back away. Jumping heavy attack. And at this point you can always feel free to use your Plantain Fan. It's going to stun enemies or keep them on their backs. Allows you to sprint and then get in some damage. Not a bad skill to have. That's why I do like going back to the shrine for that reason. Let those pop and then come in for the attack. You can do your mobilization. Attack him again. Big heavy attack here. Jumping heavy attack. And miss. There you go. So that's the first of 4 of those enemies. There's actually 4 Flint Chiefs. And so facing off with them is going to be something you need to do to get mind cores. But aside from that, you don't get any additional materials. Mind cores are fantastic because you can use them to craft celestial medicines, but you're not going to get any special boss materials or any special curios from defeating them. So once we return to the shrine, I'll show you the path that we've taken again. And again, this is just for the sake of re-upping all your gourd uses and your mana, because these enemies are incredibly powerful, as you can tell. So down below was where the dragon was. Up here was where we faced off with the Flint Chief, number 1 of 4. So we're going to continue from the Flint Chief's area, which was just right over here, and we're going to go straight past over this ridge here. And if you see a giant cricket, don't mind him. He's not bothering anybody. That's the giant cricket right off in the distance. He won't actually stay there, so don't use him as a point of reference yet. That's his starting point, but definitely not where he ends up. So this body of water here also has another optional boss, and this boss is a very powerful hippo. The boss variant of a standard enemy you might see kind of strewn about, and they can also drop mind cores. So this one's actually pretty tough. I do not like this boss at all. Alright, let's go. Once it comes out, it'll typically, like most of them, they're going to try and ambush you. There you go. Don't get too comfortable at its side because it does turn around quite a bit. Covers a lot of distance as well. Loves to move around. Missed. Oh, that's no good. Get away from these puddles. They slow you down, and later on, different enemies are going to harm you with those puddles. So what we want to do is use our Plantain Fan again. And once the enemy comes over here, it's just looking for the enemy now. There you go. Knock it right out of the water. It'll cancel out that little attack it does, where it kind of acts like a shark instead of a hippo. Jumping heavy attack. There you go. I want to cancel as many of the attacks it does that take it underground. Transformation there. Every third hit we'll kind of cancel it out and put it on its back, so that's what we want to do. Oh, we missed though. It's pretty, for Mudang being the bouncy pork that it is, it's a pretty agile thing, isn't it? So I'm not getting too much use out of this transformation, unfortunately. That's okay. The water wood beast is deceptively fast. I want to move away from those water puddles again. Alright, now it's going to do its little shark attack. It's almost like a crocodile at this point. So look for it, and then as the water starts, you know, kind of coming towards you, then you can dodge to the side. It'll continue to do this a few times, usually 2 to 3 times. There you go. Try and get those perfect dodges, just to kind of act like a boss. But if not, I mean, it's fine. It can be a scrub too. Alright, so there we go. More damage. Alright, that's the water wood beast down, or Mudang, as we like to call her. Down, Bessie. Alright, so from here we're going to be heading towards the Mantis Shrine. So if you go up, just move up like this, and look for the golden tree. So that golden tree is going to be our next point of reference. So we'll be heading this way. Just note that if you see pools of water that are disturbed in any other area, it's going to be a smaller, basic variant of the hippo enemy. They can drop mind cores, but they're typically not going to have anything too special. So the reason why we're stopping here is because this will be our final point that we return to after we defeat all 3 of the other major bosses, and because this is a shrine. So once we activate the Mantis Shrine, we're going to be heading straight towards the cliff. This is going to be like our new little point of reference, if you will. So we can rest here, and then we have a new point of reference. So from this shrine, there's a cliff right up here, but if you activate your Somersault Cloud and you go up, you might have seen that there was like a green enemy sitting on that cliff right over there. We're going to be fighting him in just a moment. So you can go here, go around, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go this way just to show you guys something. At the end of us clearing out this entire arena and obtaining the mythical armor set that is kind of the story progression for this chapter, you're going to go from the Mantis Shrine right over here to the left. And this is going to be the, I think it's called like the Waterfall Cove or Water Curtain Cave or something to that effect. But anyways, that's how you get to the next part of the game and actually obtain the mythical weapon that goes with the mythical set. So anyways, you make a right from here, and you'll actually be coming up on the back or behind this creature. So we fought the Mother of Stones, we fought the Father of Stones, and now seems like we're going to fight the Offspring, which could only be the Son of Stones. So he does kind of swat you away like a nuisance we are, so it's fine. Let him do that. He'll get up eventually, trust me. If he wants to. There you go, you jerk. This guy has really powerful lightning-based attacks, so make sure that you don't take them lightly. He has massive AoE strikes as well, so just be very careful. All we're doing is getting him pushed back into a corner so we can attack his feet as much as possible. And the more we sprint, the more damage we'll be doing, so that's fine with us. Alright, we're going to back away. It's kind of a bad spot. So you see all that right there? That's his AoE. Keep dodging through and sprint as soon as you're free of it. His AoE is massive. Now he's kind of tired himself out. He's in a terrible spot though. This is actually not very ideal at all. So what we're going to try and do is get him over here if we can. This is a terrible spot though. I can't hit him at all. Look at that. Collision detection's having a heart attack right now. So if he can get smart and actually come this way, that'd be fantastic. So let's see if we can aggro him over here. There you go. Hey buddy. That's better. This one has lots of health. Big slam attacks. Watch out for the AoE strikes. When he hits his head, he's going to be stunned for a bit anyway, so. Swing and a miss for the Son of Stones. It is best to start attacking him from behind, but honestly, sometimes I feel like I can't see his attacks. So back away from his head. Watch the wisps. Watch the melee strike here. The stomp. Alright. Okay, this is where you want to back away. Sprint, 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 sprint. If you're too close, just go ahead and use your transformation, because I'm actually too close to actually do anything here. So we're going to use our Skull Crusher attack. Do as much big damage as we can on his head, and then we'll just continue to slam through. But yeah, that was scary. I'm going to de-transform just so I can get some regular monkey hits in. When he gets up from that stance, don't use remobilization because he can cancel right out of it. So there you go, big strike. Watch for the explosion, and the wisps will come out if he's extra angry. Thrust stance is actually pretty good in this one. You can stun him, but honestly I find that thrust stance is a little bit more consistent, especially because you get a little bit more range. Don't be afraid to heal a bunch. Get out of range as much as you can anyways. This guy's attack is incredibly far, but once he does that, then you can come right back in. Going for some more damage. There you go. Big damage with our thrust stance there. There you go. That is the Son of Stones down. Again, quite a difficult enemy. He doesn't give us much, but he is an optional boss. At this point, you're mostly going to be getting crafting materials for everything that's going to be legendary or mythical quality. So, not bad stuff to get. But also, if you're looking to craft certain materials and armors, you're definitely going to be able to start doing that. So we're going to warp back to the Mantis Shrine. That's kind of our base of operations, our little hub point. And then I'm going to show you how to fight another secret boss and close out another quest that you guys probably already forgot about. So we're going to activate the Somersault Cloud, and we're going to go past this area here. We've already defeated the Son of Stones that was on the cliff, so we're going to go this way. And we're going to head this way and follow these kind of yellow trees here. It definitely kind of gives you a hint if you're observant enough. But we're going to go through this pass, and we're going to go into a completely different area. This area is all lush and nice. This here is completely barren, and there's no life here. But I wonder what's kind of soaking it all up. We're going to find out really soon, and this is the giant version of the Shingan that we fought in Chapter 2. This is one of the most epic boss fights you're going to see. And if you're flying up real high, he'll scream and actually destroy your cloud, so don't let him do that. You want to fight this boss. That scream right there will destroy your cloud, and if you're up high, you're going to take a lot of fall damage. Don't get too close. Instead, stay around these little shrubs here, and once you can lock onto him, he'll start initiating his attacks. You cannot strike his head, you can only strike his hands, so going too close is going to be a mistake. So instead, back away, and although his range looks like he may not be able to reach, he's got some incredible range. And as a warning, once you get him down to just about, I'd say 10% of his health, he's going to initiate a rage or desperation mode attack, and you're going to want to use your transformation. These are shockwaves you can just jump over. If you jump at the right time and do a heavy attack, you can actually dodge them. Alright, so once he does his left hand strike where he leaves his hand down for us to hit, that's what we're going to be looking for. This is kind of a two-handed, or a two-part strike, if you will. There you go. Now we can use our Cloud Step to close the distance, and we can do some damage here. These crystals, once they break off, you're going to be able to deal some crazy damage, but as soon as you are in range and he retreats or retracts his arm, get right out of there. So again, he's trying to pull you and just dodge, dodge, dodge. He wants us to come in close. That's where we're really vulnerable. But don't let him do that. Jump over these shockwave attacks. You have to jump a little earlier than you would think. So he's going to swing back. Usually he kind of does like an overhand strike as well. Yep. But once he slams his hand down, that's an opportunity for us to attack. But here he's going to do a double shockwave. Usually it's a 2-strike right here. There you go. Now we're free to attack him. So Cloud Step to close the distance right here. And then now we should be able to attack. Break some of these crystals off. Use your smash stance. It's going to give you the most damage. And don't use immobilization. That won't gain you any benefit whatsoever. There you go. Now we can back away again. You see that damage we did? Big damage. So back away. We need to be in the sunlight. So right now we're in the shade, so he can reach us all throughout the shade. His own shade, his own shadow, kind of gives you an indication that I'm not in the right spot. Be by these trees instead. Shockwave, we're going to jump over that one. It's okay if you waste your focus points, because we're going to be able to build them right back up as we're doing damage. Here's a shockwave attack, the double shockwave. Remember, the right hand really isn't a hand you're going to hit much. It's mostly going to be his left hand. So here, we just keep dodging away from that. He'll keep it up for a little bit. Once he gets tired, then we can kind of continue our little track here. But this is just an amazing boss fight. It's so epic. Like, the proportions are literally out of this world. So now we can back away, watch the shockwave, jump over that. It kind of tagged our feet a little bit. That's no problem. This is a battle of patience. Because you're going to want to go in and try and hit his knuckles every chance you get. Honestly, you're just not going to be able to do so. If he follows up with the left-handed stomp or the double stomp, we're in for business. So you can start kind of making your way a little closer. Just make sure you adjust the timing of your shockwave. Okay, so there you go. Now we can do our Cloud Step. And I honestly don't like to lock on here because the lock on gets a little crazy with the crystals and all that. So we broke another set of crystals there. Broke another set of crystals there. We'll do the monk headbutt. Okay, here, transform because we're way too close. These shockwaves will completely end your life if you're not a monkey. Oh my gosh, okay, that was scary. Alright, so get out of that mess. And that was incredibly terrifying. So he's dead. That would have killed us if we were not in our transformation. So I didn't realize we were going to break all his crystals so quickly, but we did. So now he's dead. But that's not the end of it. He's a giant mountain, so let's see what's at the top. If you remember, in just about every chapter, with the exception of chapter 5, we found a Skandha. This is going to be the final mythical Skandha. Uh-oh. That looks painful. He's like, oh, you saw that. Hand it over. So now we have Skandha number 5. This is the 5th mythical class Skandha. We're going to use all 5 Skandhas here in just a moment. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. He never utters a single word. And you will not see him again. At least I couldn't find him. So now he's become a mountain again. And if you scale the top of it, there's nothing up top there. So now we've completed yet another boss fight and another side quest as well. So we're going to be returning back to the shrine in just a moment after we see the rewards we got. Skandha of Consciousness. Very nice. That's a mythical class item. And we got the portrait updated. So let's go ahead and warp back to the Mantis Shrine. And from the Mantis Shrine, we're actually going to go back to Zodiac Village. And we're going to change out some of our equipment. And we're going to utilize all 5 Skandhas. So as we appear here, we can go ahead and warp back to Zodiac Shrine. And again, remember, you never have to do this. You could technically just warp straight to Zodiac Shrine. I always forget to do that. You can simply use the Ruyi scroll, but I'm so used to using the shrines now. So we're going to go to Zodiac Village, and we're going to speak to Shoe Dog. Shoe Dog can use the 5 Zodiac, the 5 Skandhas, and actually make them into a very special medicine that boosts your health, your mana, and your stamina. So here we go. We're going to chat with our little friend here. And we'll have a new option. We're going to show him the 5 Skandhas.
The 5 Skandhas about abstract notions. Yet you have made them tangible. Might I be permitted to make something with them?
You can go ahead and make the 5 Skandhas pill.
From yin and yang, 5 elements emerge. Each nature inherits its unique creation. Each form embodies a universe.
And this is an incredibly powerful gold pill. It's going to give you, or boost your stats in every regard. The 5 Skandhas pill. And now we've got every single one of our stats increased. Alright, so next what we want to do is we're going to want to change to the Fireproof Mantle. The Fireproof Mantle is going to be pretty helpful for this next boss we're going to take out, and we'll obtain the first piece of our armor this way as well. So let's travel and return back to Mount Wagwa, and we're going to go to the Mantis Catching Swamp. And if you remember that giant cricket, we're actually going to be facing off with him next. And it's not so much a traditional boss fight, but it is a really special encounter. You have to make sure you have the Fireproof Mantle equipped, and you have to have a decent amount of stamina. I would say over 300 stamina to make sure you can actually carry out this sequence. So you will have to have 300 stamina at the very least. And there's Curios to help you reach that if you have trouble. But the Fireproof Mantle is a must, unless you just have tons of health or fire resistance in general. So what we're going to do is from the Mantis Catching Swamp, we're going to activate the Somersault Cloud. We're going to boost our way up and then turn around, and the cricket will be jumping to this platform here in just a moment. So you see he started off, that's his starting point. When he gets over here, that's when we're going to interact with him. When he lands in this area, we're going to drop off of our cloud on top of his back, and we're going to then hold R2 for 3 jumps. Do not let go of R2 or you'll fail. So hold on to R2 for 3 jumps, no matter what. And then after the 3rd jump, you're going to activate the Fireproof Mantle. So I'll kind of walk you through it. So he's going to jump after he makes his little noise. Alright. So we're going to go this way. Drop down. Hold R2 to clutch onto his antenna. And we're going to survive 3 jumps. So hold on for 3 jumps. So we try and pull the antenna, it doesn't work. That little hint there shows you that fire is the key. So this is jump number 1. Hold on to R2, don't let go regardless of what you see on the screen, just hold R2. Jump number 2. And then jump number 3 is going to bring us right before the next boss we're going to be facing off with, but we need to finish off this one. So once we land, then you want to turn back a bit, come back towards us, activate the mantle, go towards his antenna, and then clutch. If you don't do that, you'll actually try and clutch and you'll fail and you'll die. So do exactly as I told you. Now we can rip off the antenna, and we're going to get the first part of our mythical armor. Again, we're immune to fire like this. This is doing nothing to us at all. So we popped off his antenna. And now we have the very first part of our mythical armor. And this is going to be Wukong's legendary armor set that we're going to be wearing. And I say legendary meaning from legend, but it's actually mythical quality or mythical rarity.
Splendid! With these silly strands, you're all the more like Wukong. Just don't prance around with your might as he did. That monkey's got a stash of treasures. I'll scout around some more.
Alright. Now, since he's exploring around the way, he'll actually join us in this next encounter, believe it or not. He's not entirely worthless. So now we have our first part of the mythical set here. What we want to do next, though, is we're going to take a look at it really quickly. And you can see that it gives you 30 plus mana and 60 plus defense, so it's pretty solid in terms of defense and the other boons it's giving you. Once we get all three, once we have 3 pieces, we'll have moderately increased crit hit chance after casting a spell. And then if we have 5 pieces, which you might be saying, well, how do you have 5 pieces of a 4 set of armor? Well, the 5th piece is actually the staff. So once we have the 5th piece, which is the staff, a critical hit will slightly reduce the cooldown for spells, so we kind of have a nice synergy going there. But anyways, next thing you want to do is re-equip the Plantain Fan, or the Plantain Fan as I call it. And then you're going to go right over here and offer the incense. We'll activate the Rhino Shrine now. And we can rest here. You don't really need to because we didn't have any, take any damage in that cricket fight. But now we're going to be defeating the Rhino. The Rhino's pretty difficult because it moves around like crazy. And when it has its largest horn on its nose intact, it takes very little damage. So your goal will be to try and break that as much as possible. However cruel and poacher like that may seem, this Rhino's a jerk, so don't worry about it.
Stop it, idiot!
The Golden Rhino is very powerful. So we want to break his horn as often as possible, keep him stunned, and keep him weak. When he does that, just stay away from any of his electricity. You want to go for kind of the melee strike, so immobilize him when you can. You can go for these strikes here, it's perfectly fine, but honestly, save up for it whenever his face is there just like that, so you can do some damage to him. Smash Dance is most effective, even though Thrust Dance has more range. It's very hard to actually nail a Thrust Dance strike on his horn. So this is a battle of attrition again. Not a race. This one's certainly not a race. And every time you hit that nose, you're getting one step closer. If you de-transform with Azure Dust right in his face, more often than not, you can get ready to trigger a break. So there you go. His horn's been broken now. So now what we do is he's going to get up, and you're going to trigger the Plantain Fan. This will maximize the time you have to just deal damage to him, otherwise he'll be running around like crazy. We miss because he's an idiot, that's fine. It just keeps knocking him over. This is the absolute best time to use the Plantain Fan. So that's the goal for you right there. But he's going to build it right back up. So he's going to get his nose right back. So just keep your distance. Now his horn's back. Go in for another strike and try and break that horn again. So that's kind of like the goal there. Again, he deals tons of damage, just be careful. There you go. It's usually 2 strikes at a time he likes to do. Anytime you hit his horn, it's going to deflect really aggressively like that, so just do your best to not have that happen. Big hit from that fool. I'm gonna heal. I'm gonna hit him again. The longer or you charge up, the more focus points you use, the more effective it's going to use to break his horn. So you can honestly just sprint around with this armor if you like. And as you're sprinting with the Pilgrim set, you're going to build up focus points. But we have one piece of the Wukong set kind of equipped, so it's not going to be as effective. He does like 4 or 5 stomps there, just be careful. Instead, just back away. No need to kind of allow him to attack you any more than he already will. He's a powerful boss. And it's a long fight. Once he comes down, we can do this again, try and break his horn. We don't quite have the Plantain Fan unlocked yet, but still okay. De-transform to save your might, and then go for some strikes here. He'll regain his horn almost instantly after he starts sprinting around, so just be careful. If you have Cloud Step, do it, because you can actually trip him here, more often than not. Alright, back away. He's going to build his horn back up. Alright, he's back and he's angry. Quite angry with us. Dodging a bit too early there. There you go, that's better. 2 hits here. Alright, he kind of slowed down for once, finally. We'll hit him on his horn. Insufficient mana, no fun. Once he slows down, we can use our thrust stance again, but he's not going to slow down. Worst timing ever, Rhino man. He covers lots of ground, so just be careful. He's tired, finally. There you go. Cloud Step. Try and hit that horn every time you can. Dodge away. Dodge away. Just keep running to the left or right. One of the sides is fine. Dodge away. If you want, you can transform right here. Boom. That should hurt his little nose. De-transform and then go for some strikes. He'll be building his horn back up. Just you wait. Back away. Big explosion here. Lightning everywhere. Oh gosh, I didn't even see that. Whoa! Okay, wasn't ready for that one, buddy. There's his big strike. Okay. Now you can calm down, big boy. Rocks. There you go. There you go, that's the gold armored Rhino. I mean, he broke his horn with the last strike. That's pretty dope. You can't script that. Alright, now that he's defeated, we've got another tough boss fight. We actually have another Flint Chief we're going to be facing off with, which is pretty easy. But then we have the 6th and final frog. So now we have a second piece of the armor. Let's take a look at it. We got the chest piece now. So we've got the headgear, or the crown. We've got the chest piece as well. We'll take a look at the stats in just a moment. We'll rest at the shrine, and then we'll face off with the Flint Chief number 2.
Wukong's gold Sotzi armor. That monkey was full of surprises, just like me. He had his way to linger on, and his belongings, too. They're set on killing those mongrels of a court. But we've got to snatch them first, or these scum will take them. I'll go find the other ones. Keep up with me.
Alright, so let's go back and rest at the shrine, and then I'm going to show you where to go from the shrine. This can get pretty easy to kind of mix things up, but before we do anything, we can examine our Swazi armor. Good thing is it actually topped off everything for us after we defeated the boss, so let's take a look at the armor. This is the mythical class armor. It gives you 30 additional health and 120 defense, so really, really solid. 120 defense again is about on par with any mythical class gear, but it gives you additional health too, so you can't I hate that any. Okay, so now that we got we're near the shrine. We faced off with the Rhino. You're gonna fly up and you're gonna look towards the back. Let's see. I need my little reference point here. My shrine should be down there. Okay. So what you do is you fly up and you look towards the little fluffy looking leaf right here. These little trees or leaves that are kind of fluffy. And you're going to fly past these and you're going to look for an open range. So the open range is just beyond this little tree, like forest right here actually. So you're going to see an open range with a dirt patch. That there is going to be the next Flint Chief we're going to face off with. So you want to, if you can, anticipate where the butt is, go for the back. Should dodge all this stuff. There's a big strike there. It's usually nice and annoyingly long, so use your Plantain Fan to keep him stunned. Can heal up. Dodge off to the side. Watch for the big strike here. We're gonna use a pluck a mini just to get some work done here. Back away from the pustules because they do some crazy damage. We'll immobilize him next. Back away from the pustules. Dodge this jumping attack here. Jumping heavy attack if you can. Dodge away from the pustules there. That's alright. Dodge away from the pustules. Jumping heavy attack if we can nail it this time. There you go. Back away. Sprint in for a light attack combo as he's getting up and he's dead. So that's another boss down. We're just covered in the smoke here. We can return back to the Rhino Shrine. And from here, now that we've defeated the Flint Chief boss number 2, we're going for the final frog. This enemy frog has like so many different abilities. It's like he's got rock solid himself. He's quite the jerk. So, you know what I forgot to do? It's so funny. I forgot to tag the shrine, so my apologies. I swear I tagged it. Oh, I did. Okay, I did. For whatever reason, it just had me teleport a little off in the distance. I don't know why, but okay. So now from the Rhino's boss arena, you just go off this cliff here. You're gonna go straight down. Now, if you get too close, the frog will actually use his tongue to knock you off the Somersault Cloud. So you might want to dismount from like around here. And then look up ahead. And Longbow Bow will try and get you. There you go. Completely missed. There you go. Those enemies on the side aren't going to be too big of a deal. They're just, if anything, more of a distraction, so. They don't help at all, though, just so you know. If you're looking for help, you're not going to get any. There you go. And they don't pull his aggro either. He loves going straight for us. We're going to use our Skull Crusher. Try and deal as much damage as we can, but yeah, this one's a really tough frog. The toughest, in my opinion. Now he's gone to his full like rock solid mode, so we're gonna heal as much as we can if he lets us. This is all just evasion for now, because honestly he's gonna be a bit of a pain. I'm gonna do Pluck of Many to get hopefully some additional damage in, and so he can pull some aggro for me. Back away, Cloud Step. Now it looks like he should be good. Let's see if we can stun him from that. Alright, that was scary. I'm telling you, he's pretty relentless, right? He's got rocks, he's got everything you can possibly think of here. And he spams his abilities like nobody's business. Lovely. Lovely. Don't be afraid to heal. Again, this guy's not easy. Got the frog leg attack, love that. Even though Smash Dance is pretty solid, because he moves around so much, I honestly prefer to use the Thrust Stance on him if you can. So now he's finally removed his armor. Well, not yet, never mind. Still being a jerk. Not sure why it's not fallen off yet. We've hit him multiple times. There you go, finally. My gosh, that was intense. Lovely. Not much we could do there. We had to take that hit. Let's see if we can get a heavy attack in. There goes those crazy hitboxes. Any larger enemies is going to be pretty tough to hit. We can use our transformation just to be on the safe side, and he'll build it up pretty quick. He's very aggressive, so. Well, of course he's aggroing someone from a mile away. I love when they just change up their whole attack patterns on us. Lovely. They haven't been attacking these guys at all. Let's just de-transform. It's a waste. Not cool, Mr. Froggy. Now he's back in his armored state. Right. Eventually, he's bound to lose his rock skin, right? He will. I'm just kidding. I'm telling you, this is definitely the hardest boss in this particular area for a reason. Long Baba has finally been defeated. That took forever, but again, very difficult boss in my opinion. Now that he's taken out, we can return to the shrine. And here we're going to equip a brand new skill, or I'll show you guys how to actually create the very first and only mythical class spirit skill. If you go to the shrine, you can cultivate spirits. And this isn't a bad one to use at all. It's actually really good. So what you can do is you go to your self-advance, cultivate spirit, and then if you look at your frog, which is one of the earliest ones, Baoli Gulong, you go here and you hold X to cultivate, and you're going to see that he gets stronger and stronger. And you use the tadpoles each time. It's a unique thing you can use for him, upgrade material anyways. And now you get a mythical class, and it's just going to be a random frog that you activate, one of the 6 that you've played. It could be poison, fire, ice, it could be anything you could possibly think of. And these are really strong. they deal some incredibly powerful damage. So any one of those elements can definitely come out. And this is the only mythical class spirit skill you're going to have, so it's really good. Anyway, so now that we've done that, we're all rested up. The next thing to do is go to the next Flint Chief. This is the third of 4 Flint Chiefs, so that was the fight with the frog down below. We're going to actually just come up this ridge here, and there should be an opening. Well, if you see lightning, that typically indicates there's going to be some, like a major boss that's going to grant you a piece of armor or something. So here we're just looking for a clearing, and once we get there, we're going to go down and start whooping some butt. Go for the butt again like normal. Now we can get in some additional attacks, and once he's kind of fully out of the ground, then you can immobilize him and do some more damage. There you go. Plantain Fan. Let's keep doing what we need to do. Back away here because these are going to explode. Okay. Good thing we canceled most of that. There you go. Now we need to heal quickly because if not we'll die here. I'm telling you, that poison stuff is no joke. He's going to slide back. We're going to avoid the poison. There you go. Immobilize him and then we can take him out. There you go. That's the Poison Chief. Now from here we can actually just fly up towards the lightning, but don't go too far ahead. So instead, make sure you rise up first. And if you see the lightning to your right, that's good. You want to go to the left before this kind of range of red trees over here. So if you go here first, you should have the opportunity to activate the shrine. Sometimes it's a little finicky though. If you move a little bit too far forward, you might activate the cutscene. So what we want to do is just activate this shrine right here. So offer incense. This is kind of the deer shrine, if you will. And from here we have a pretty difficult boss. This is a 2-phase boss, meaning it has 2 separate life bars. So once you deplete the first bar, it will activate and change into a different boss with upgraded abilities. So the first phase deals mostly frost and wind damage via these tornadoes. And then in phase 2, it's going to be like blood-based poison damage. So remember, our gourd has a special soak in it that removes all status ailments. We got it from Shen Monkey as soon as we got to this chapter, so you can certainly have it for yourself. So what we're going to do is jump into the fray here. Keep your Plantain Fan equipped, but don't use it until the true phase 2. This is a tough fight. This is one that, in this particular area, was the most difficult in my opinion, aside from the frog. The frog was actually the hardest mini-boss, and this was the hardest major boss in this area for me. So this little deer bird guy uses frost in this first phase. So just avoid the tornadoes that he starts up, because those are going to be the biggest damage dealing things he does. And Baji might join in to help us. So now we can just deal as much damage as possible. He's already at like about 60% health. That's a great thing. But we get stunned quite a bit with these tornadoes, so once we get our bearings here, then we can use our Skull Crusher. Get some more big damage. De-transform on his legs here, and then we're gonna have to Cloud Step away so we can avoid all this. After 4 jumps in the reindeer style, he's gonna actually come down to the floor, so perfectly fine. Just be aware of that. He can do 3 jumps or 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll freeze you, but just be careful. We're gonna pop another heal just in case. Okay. Watch for these little projectiles. You can do your deflection if you want. Alright. Cloud Step. And now he's going to summon the tornadoes again, so just get out of range because these cost frost. They'll freeze you up instantly. Once he gets close, we can try and immobilize him, but he ran us over, so he canceled it out. It's okay. There you go. Another frost attack there. No worries. We're going to heal again. He froze us again. He's being quite the jerk this time. We gotta heal quick, otherwise we're gonna be in trouble. Phase 1 is actually much harder than Phase 2, so don't you worry. Back away and start doing our deflection here. If you can't nail it, then you just have to dodge, unfortunately. Okay. We need to back away and dodge out of these clouds. And then we're gonna heal. Gotta heal desperately here. We can heal again just because, again, he's just doing all kinds of crazy maneuvers. He usually doesn't move around this much. There you go. Two heavy attacks here should knock him out. Okay. That's Phase 1. Run away from the blood and dodge, because if the freeze attack's still impacting you, it's going to be a pain. Use your Plantain Fan, and then that's going to knock him on his butt. He's going to use a lot of poison now, so just be mindful of that. We can use your Pluck of Many as well to deal even more damage. Poison phase is much more manageable in my opinion. We're going to use our transformation here. Have our little Pluck of Many dudes go after him if they can. And then once we get out of the detransformation, we're going to have to make sure we heal. There you go. Skull Crusher ready. Big damage there. He's stunned. We'll detransform. We're going to get out of the poison and then heal. We're going to do our immobilization. Back away from the kick. Do another heal just to top off. We'll save the last one for good measure. Cloud step to get in close. Another light attack combo. We'll introduce a heavy attack here in just a moment if we can. We'll heal for safety. These are just projectiles. You can just run and spritz around these to dodge them. Or you can use your deflection, either way. But I guess Baji is going to actually prove himself to be useful and take out that last sliver of health for us. So that's the deer taken care of.
Step away! This time, the glory's mine!
Oh wow, that was gruesome. Alright, so now we have the next set of armor, which is our Cloud Treading shoes, I think. These are amazing looking greaves.
Fine then, fine. With you monkeys around, I'm always toiling away for nothing. Kid, when you step up one day, try not to forget your Uncle Bajir. All I got from Wukong were the nasty jobs. You should do better than that. Now we're done here. Time to move on.
Alright, so now we only have one more piece of armor left. And at this time we didn't know, where else would it be, right? So we're going to search around. We know exactly where it is, but if you were playing this for the first time, it might be a little elusive to you. Like, where would the fourth boss possibly be? Well, I'll show you in just a moment. Let's dismount real quick, make sure, did everything top off? Yeah, everything topped off, so we're in good shape. From this shrine right here, we're going to just fly up, and then we're going to look for a clearing. The clearing is going to be right over here, and this is going to be the 4th and final Flint Chief, or Poison Chief, that we'll be defeating. Always look for the open clearings here, and you're going to find the boss in question. So we can drop down, and now once he gets up, we'll be able to deal even more damage to him, immobilize him, and prevent him from sliding back and doing a butt stomp. We'll use our fan, dodge away. We're gonna heal now because he's doing all kinds of work on us. Heal, there you go. I have to say it so it works. We'll do our pluck of many, and then we'll just go and get crazy on this guy. Dodge away. This guy's a jerk. If you're having trouble hitting him with the smash stance, switch over to thrust. And that way you can get those long range attacks in. There you go, dodge away, dodge away. You can use your transformation here. When this poison pops on us, it'll easily build up our Skull Crush meter. There you go. Now we can do our Skull Crush attack, damn near finish him off, and then we can hit him with a light attack combo and de-transform on his face, and he's dead. Alright. So with that out of the way, now all I need to do is take on the very next boss. Now from here, if you want, you can head straight down over to the golden tree that was in that first area, but I'm just going to advise you right now, if you go towards it, you're going to see some lightning, which is great, but you'll trigger a cutscene, and inside this cutscene you're not going to necessarily get all your health back, so we're going to risk it. But if we die, we'll just jump back in, because there's a kind of neat cutscene that triggers the only if you fail, so I don't mind if we actually die this time around. But here you'll see there's now a mist around it, some really cool golden glowing stuff, and sometimes you can even see lightning. So now we're going to go fly down here and trigger the last cutscene, and we're going to face off with the final boss guarding the last piece of mythical armor. And then we'll be heading towards the Water Curtain Cave, which is the area I told you about earlier. So Bajie is naturally just messing around with stuff. Messing with a little praying mantis. But if you look closely, that praying mantis does not look normal. Looks like it's got little... It's like in a little fighting stance. And you're going to see just how ruthless this praying mantis is. It goes inside of Bajie's stomach and starts tearing up his insides. So then he sends us in to help.
Help me out here. This is a tough swallow.
This is one of my favorite scenes. Definitely not my favorite boss fight because it's pretty difficult. This boss does a lot of spinning combos, so you really just need to focus on your dodges more than anything, and staying aggressive and keeping him, if you can, you know, doing melee attacks versus his ranged attacks that he can do. So it's a tough, tough boss. I died to this one a few times too. But I died to the deer more than anything, believe it or not. So here we are, causing ulcers here by slicing up the belly. The praying mantis will begin with a strike that has some range to it, so make sure you dodge to the side once the cutscene's over. So right here, just dodge. There you go. Now of course we don't have all of our mana or everything, which is really unfortunate. I do suggest that you don't do what I did there. It's not a good situation to be in. Now we'll try and just maximize our damage here with this guy. Hopefully get a Skull Crusher in. There you go, very nice. Light attack. And a Skull Crusher should help out quite a bit. There you go. Now we're forced to go into Phase 2, which is much more difficult. Phase 2 is where he starts implementing even more melee combos. So this is pretty tough, and considering we don't have full mana and full gourd uses, probably not ideal. He's kind of gonna like transform into like the Blood Blades. Let's try and stay on the offensive if we can. There's 3 strikes. Yeah, he does a bunch of follow-ups there. It's pretty nasty, like I said. There you go, big strikes to keep him back a little bit. This guy's crazy. The circular strikes can be pretty hard to time your dodges right. He usually does 3 at a time though, so just be mindful of that. You stay behind him for too long and he'll, of course, punish you, so don't do that. There you go, finally slow down just a bit. Oh, we missed. That would have been lovely to nail. 3, 4. There you go. And another one. Heal before he does that. There you go. Alright, we're going to heal again. The more we heal, the more chance we have to build up some mana as well, so not a bad thing. But just don't feel afraid to dodge. You're going to have to do it a lot to survive this fight. Gotta really clear some distance here, we're gonna die. There you go. Now we're gonna use our Skull Crusher. Completely missed, that's super unfortunate. That could have been game changing there, but instead we're gonna just de-transform, which really sucks. Heal. There you go. Heal again. Dodge this strike here. Alright, we're gonna heal one more time, that's all we got. We have some really major opportunities there. It's okay if we die though, because we'll get to show you guys the unique cutscene. So anyways, that's unfortunate. We could have beat him had we used the Skull Crusher and hit him with the Wandering Wight, but we missed both of those attacks, so not a big deal. We'll be able to showcase that unique cutscene that you wouldn't normally see. So look, he's actually going to be right from there, so you can jump right back in. It's really neat. Normally you wouldn't be able to do this. So you go over to a system, and then you have a new cutscene. He automatically transforms. That's pretty cool, right? Something you wouldn't normally see, but then you get right into the boss fight. He's still slicing away like crazy, though. There you go. Pretty cool. I think that's a nice little bonus encounter you normally don't see. Won't miss you this time, buddy. Honestly, if you save that for phase 2, you're probably better off, but it's fine. I'm gonna skip over to phase 2. He can still get just as easily stunned with the Plantain Fan in phase 2, and not a bad thing to use there, but we should have a okay time because we have gourd uses and we have pretty much full mana, so I'm gonna go behind him, immobilize, there you go, transform if I can, there you go. He can interrupt a lot of your transformations anytime he kind of stirs up that stomach acid, so... Let's see if we hit him this time. There you go, finally. Feels good to actually hit the boss with our super duper attack for once, huh? Uh-oh. Dodge these range attacks here. We gotta heal really quickly. If not, we're in trouble again. There you go. The thing is, you don't want him being on the offensive all the time. He loves to do it, so... Use your Cloud Step and the decoys, just kind of get him off his combos here. There you go. One more. One more. You can heal, finally. If you're able to. Hold on. Heal. There you go. We're gonna go ahead and use our Cloud Step and heal again. There you go, big attack. Jumping heavy attack if we can nail it at the right time. Gotta heal. Alright, so now we gotta go for the light attack and finish him off. Again, a very difficult boss. Those circular strikes can make it difficult to time your dodges for sure. Alright, so now that we're here, what we're going to do is we're going to be going over to the Water Curtain Cave and picking up the 5th piece of the mythical set. Nice. Alright, so we're going to be filthy. We got stomach acid all over us. But we got the bracers down. So we've got 4 pieces of our mythical armor, all complete set for free.
My belly's not too vile, is it? I'm not a meat eater after all. I hope it didn't repulse you. Well, you fetched it. It wasn't all that bad, eh? Now that Wukong's armor set is complete, we should go to Water Curtain Cave. Come with me.
And that is our next destination. Water Curtain Cave is gonna lead us to the final part of this kind of mythical set collecting quest here. Water Curtain Cave, as you know, which is right up this cliff. So once we go up here to the cliff, we're going to turn left and our Somersault Cloud will deactivate. There's Water Curtain Cave. Now we're going to run over here. And once we get to the cliff here, I want to show you guys the new pieces that I didn't get to inspect previously. So, alright, here you go. So we got the bracers, and we've got the cloud treaders. Alright, so we're going to jump off this right here, make sure we land. And I'm going to continue on this way. Alright, so now that we're here, we're going to continue towards this little pathway here that's kind of well lit. And then we're going to see a giant column. But as we get closer, we're going to realize that maybe that's not a column, but perhaps something altogether different. And this is where we find one of the best secrets in the game. Well, not secrets, but actually one of the best weapons in the game. And one of the best cutscenes.
do you come from, outsider? In my realm, all monkeys are of similar face and shape. Your face speaks of a different breed, and an ugly one. You must be a Yaoguai from another land.
I've never ventured here since that journey. Nothing's changed after so many years. He said this and told me to kneel. Right here on this seat.
Ah, here it is. I knew it. Wukong is tight-fisted, even Guan Yin agrees so. He kept it here so it could be passed down to another one of his kind.
Jingu Bong, the mythical
Now it's
staff
time for you to try it, kid.
of the legendary Sun Wukong. This thing is incredible. Not only does it have a whopping 135 damage, but it does all kinds of other stuff. Especially if you have all the relics unlocked, and specifically for a boss fight they're going to be facing off with. And one in particular that we really need to do, it's the Secret Long. So we're going to go and beat the Secret Long after this. This will be our last detour of the game. But first, let's watch this epic cutscene where the Destined One wields Jingu Bong. So we're going to be running up this path now that we're fully adorned with Sun Wukong's armor. And there's 2 shrines we're going to activate. When we get to the second shrine, which is at the very top, that's when we'll go back and defeat the secret yellow long.
Once you have this, there's no turning back. Now, you look exactly like Wukong. You're all set, kid. You look like a fierce warrior. Come with me. Let's find out what that old monkey is up to.
Excellent. We look good. We're completely decked out in complete mythical armor. Absolutely love it. Mythical armor, mythical garb. And so here we're going to see Jingu Bong. 135 attack and 6% crit hit. Incredible. We also have this here that ignores the resistance of the any enemy. So regardless of what we're doing, we can go break right through it. So we're going to run up here. There's a handful of enemies we have to face off with. You can actually run past them. We've already defeated the Celestial Core enemy, so that's probably what we're going to be doing. You can face off with them because it's kind of epic and fun to fight off with them. However, it's going to slow us down because we need to be defeating the Secret Long and then facing off with the end bosses so you guys can see the secret ending. So if we can make quick time, we'll definitely get through them. So here we can rest at the return path, and then up ahead we're going to have the final shrine, which is the Shrine of Innocence. So let's see if we can mow through some of these guys for you guys real quick, and then we're going to be moving on. So you can see in the bottom right, our stance has completely changed. That's our secret 4th stance. It can only be activated if you have all 5 of the mythical Sun Wukong pieces equipped. You can see Jingu Bong extends like crazy. Has incredible range, and you have all kinds of unique variants to the focus point abilities as well. I'll showcase some of those for you as well. Like there's one of them. Depending on what point you activate the focus point combo or the heavy attack, you'll see that your attack changes pretty drastically. So here we're going to kind of just keep mowing through these enemies. We'll get to that second shrine in no time. So we'll be running up here now, taking out this next series of enemies. The AoE for the slam attack is massive as well. Everything's just so much stronger. But Jingu Bong is definitely an amazing set, and the set of armor we have on now is incredible. It looks great, and it has a really nice synergy too. So Baji is going to change into his true form and barrel through some of these guys, but honestly, he just leaves the rest for us. He just barely gave him a love tap. We gotta finish him off, like, as per usual. Another variant of the new stance we have. It kind of pulls from all the stances: pillar stance, smash stance, and even thrust stance, and then it has its own unique variants. So you look at the AoE, it's just incredible. And all the while, the range is increased for the weapon, so you're hitting all kinds of enemies at once if you want to. Really cool. Love this secret stance. This is one of the sequences you can use it, and you can also use it in the first phase of the next few fights, of the last fights of the boss, of the game, sorry. A lot of times, other than that, you won't be able to activate it unless you meet the criteria, which is unlocking all relics, which can be pretty difficult. It requires 3 game cycles, so you have to play through New Game Plus, and then New Game Plus Plus. So 3 full playthroughs, so you can then benefit for the new stance in the 4th playthrough. We're almost at the end here. But like I said, you can run past most of these enemies. You're not going to get any new portrait entries. There's not any loot to be had up here. Nothing of the sort. There you go. Very nice. These guys don't have a chance, I tell you, not against the Destiny one. Very nice. Now we're going to be approaching that last shrine in no time at all. Then we can go back and defeat the secret long, the 4th long, the yellow long, and then we'll come back and we're going to try and do something different. If possible, I'm going to show you guys and tell you guys how to get the standard ending, and then I'm going to actually physically show you how to obtain the secret ending. That way we don't have to go through the ending twice. At least on this on this particular episode. If you want to see the default ending, I'll just explain how to do it. And in a single playthrough, you can get both the default ending and the secret ending. So if you do it in the order that I tell you, you'll be able to see both. So we're going to be going through this pathway and then activating the shrine. After we defeat the yellow long, we'll have completed every single thing you can possibly do in the game, aside from defeating the last bosses and obtaining this standard ending, and then defeating the secret last boss and getting the secret ending. So what I want to show you guys is, let's just assume that we've already defeated the yellow long. If you go up here and you beat the last 2 bosses of the game, you'll get the standard ending. In that case, you will technically get the 6th relic, but that relic is not truly the relic you should be obtaining to be lore accurate. So you can do that, and then you'll be prompted to start a New Game Plus. Do not start the New Game Plus. Instead, just go back into the file, and then I'll show you at what point to pick up and then return to Chapter 3 and do the last secret part. So essentially, you skip New Game Plus and you go back to the Great Pagoda in Chapter 3, and then from there you'll be able to interact with the 7th mural and fight with the secret last boss that'll allow you to obtain the 6th and final relic. So right now we're going to go ahead and return to the webbed hollow area, look for the relief of the fallen long, and we're going to go whoop up on the yellow long real quick. And then after we've done that, I'm going to see if I can go straight to the secret ending first. I've already instructed you how to obtain the standard ending. If you have already done this part, for example, and you reach the Shrine of Innocence, just head on up, defeat boss number 1 and then boss number 2, and you'll get the standard ending. Don't go to New Game Plus, instead continue your journey, and you'll be right back at that shrine, and then you can warp back to the Great Pagoda in Chapter 3, and you interact with the mural at the far end of the room. Once you do that, you'll fight another secret boss, and once you complete both phases, you'll then can go ahead and defeat boss number 1 and boss number 2 right by the Shrine of Innocence, and you'll get a secret ending. Alright, so here's the secret long. Fortunately, the shrine is right next to him. We'll take him out. He attacks in sets of 3 and then 5 once he has a second phase, and all of his attacks deal thunder damage, so once you get shocked or afflicted with shock, you'll be receiving twice as much damage, so try and avoid those as possible. In the event that he throws like his lightning strikes and you see the lingering lightning, it's going to blow up or explode, so just keep out of range and you'll be fine. Alright, so let's go ahead and take this guy out. We should be well more than overpowered to deal with him. So he's unhappy that he has to be in kind of refuge or seek refuge and can't just be out and about. He has to hide, live in hiding. Telling you, this guy's crazy. Even at this, he's pretty strong. That's why we save him for the end. Usually there's 2 strikes there. If the lightning lingers, it's going to explode, so just be careful. He's already at half health, but it's not over yet. Wait until he activates his phase 2, and then we might be able to start celebrating. Big damage. That's going to be his second phase activation, his ultimate move. He'll do 1, and then 2, and then 3 charges. If he does it later, he can actually do 2 more at the end. So he typically will kind of follow up with that. So there you go. He's doing those additional strikes that you normally wouldn't see. But when he's in desperation mode, you're going to see all the good stuff. So now he should be stunned for a bit. We'll deal some damage here. He'll still sneak in a hit or 2 naturally because he's just that kind of guy. much for the explosion. Wait for him to finish his combo, and it's going to keep going. One more. Explosion, and then we can immobilize, run in for the attack, do the cloud step, light attack combo, and finish him off. And that's the yellow long. I told you, he's pretty tough though. The amount of damage he can deal is just pretty incredible. So let's watch this cutscene, and we'll obtain the one of the final transformations in the game.
Our sire's head was hung when he defied the celestial court. We dreaded the Jade Emperor's wrath and pleaded with Master Yuan to help us abscond from our waters. But he warned us we might hide for a time, but not forever. In the end, someone will come to claim our lives.
And that will be us, the Destined One.
He had more to say. Sires to sons, we are destined to die for the righteous cause. I trust him, yet I won't obey. May your path not once more be a mere thread in their grand design.
And he's gonna come right out, show himself, his true form.
All three of your brothers have been claimed. If not now, when will you reunite? Destiny repeats itself, always. Why not cast the die once more?
So once we approach this, we'll be able to obtain one of the final transformations. We get the Mythical Class C supporting tendon for defeating all the secret longs and some Kun steel. That'll allow us to actually craft the Mythical Class weapons. Of course we get Mind Cores, but this here is a really powerful transformation you can use. Again, you transform into the Yellow Long himself. And we get a Long Pearl, so very good. Again, very difficult fight if you notice. I was having a heck of a time. The Golden Carp Curio is actually pretty neat as well. I'll show you what it does. It increases the chance of obtaining materials from defeated enemies. So you can wear that if you're farming or doing anything like that. It's always good to have on. You can have, there's a bit of good materials you can actually equip on to kind of go for farming runs, if you will. So we're going to go to the Great Pagoda, and we're going to see if we can access it early. In my first playthrough, what I did is I went ahead and defeated and completed, I defeated the final two bosses of Chapter 6 and completed the game and obtained the standard ending, and I did not start a New Game Plus, and then I went back and I did this sequence here. But if you notice, all of the tapestries seem to be already completed, minus this one, so yeah, we're actually not going to be able to, so that makes sense. Let's see. Oh, okay, looks like we will be able to. The little boy's here, so that means we're going to trigger the cutscene and we should be fine. Excellent.
In his steps you've trod, from his eyes you've seen.
This is the pathway to obtain the secret ending. If you do this first, you will not be able to see the standard ending.
Long has an old friend waited for you. Destiny ripens. This last mural holds the key. Go forth. No one sees this myth more clearly than him.
All right. Now we'll be reaching the final secret area, the secret area of Chapter 3, technically, which is where our old friend is, I'd say, carefully guarding the sixth and final relic. And you might be wondering, well, who is our old friend? Bajie has been with us the whole time. It's certainly not Bajie. It's someone that first was introduced to us as an enemy. And you might be knowing who I'm talking about, but let's see. Let's see if you guessed it right. We're going to go ahead and traverse up this mountaintop here, and reach the shrine. Once we do, we'll check out the store, buy all the goodies, and then prepare for the fight up ahead, which is the most epic fight you're going to see this entire game. Probably one of the best fights I've seen in gaming in many years. So we're going to run up this way. Make sure you have the Plantain Fan equipped. The boss that we're going to be facing off with has a shield mechanic similar to non-white. And if you are trying to deal damage to him, it's going to be considerably reduced. So once you actually use the fan, that'll be your chance to actually deal a significant amount of damage to him. If not, you're just going to be barely taking away slivers at a time. And his attacks, he uses a spear as well. He's going to be very difficult to dodge. And he doesn't like any transformations. The only transformation that you can use without interruption immediately is going to be the Azure Dust transformation. Any other transformation will be interrupted by his own, which will cause you to revert back to your standard form. So now we're at Magion Peak, and we're going to look at the store, see if there's anything we want to buy here. So nothing, just some basic materials, nothing too crazy. Not a problem. So let's see here. We can go for that. And let's see. Let me see if we can craft some good stuff here. We're gonna make some medicines, and this is where we might want to use not necessarily this one for our cooldowns, but I'm looking for a very special pill. I guess I can't make it. You'll have to just purchase it and use it. Okay, no worries. So we're going to make as many of these as we can. And we're going to actually equip those. That'll increase our damage. So first things first, we got to go into our inventory. We're going to pop some medicines here. We want to use our max, we'll increase our health and stuff here. So we use this. And then when we run up, we're going to also make sure that we have one of our special ones equipped here. This is going to be the soul remigration pill, okay? Make sure we pop that as well. This is one of the harder boss fights, so you want to use all the goodies you can. And then while we're at it, the tiger subduing pellets aren't going to do much for us, so we can then equip the long pills that we had here. Where are they at? Looking for the increased damage here. I'm assuming I already used it then. I guess we can keep these for now. That's fine. Alright, so let's go ahead and move onward. We have a little cutscene, and then we've got a heck of a fight up ahead. If you recognize that dog from the first opening scenes of the game, then you might know who is awaiting us. It's Erlang.
It's no easy feat getting here. I know you didn't come to keep me company. In your heart, there must be something you can't get over. Or someone you can't let go of. Same goes for me. I can't kill that monkey. No one can. Except himself. But at last, I see. This is the only way. He had no choice. And neither did I.
Alright, so as per usual, you want to usually open up with a cloud step, so wait for him to do his opening strike here. Camera went real crazy on us for some reason. Let the dog avoid us. Immobilization will only work about once in this entire fight, so use it while you can. Save your fan if you can for phase 2 or 3, because that's going to be where you get the most use out of him. If you do it too early, he does have 3 phases, so you might not get the most benefit out of it. These grab attacks are devastating, so just be careful. He's swinging around slowly. The last attack's going to end up being a grab. See, after the first one, he's usually going to break right through it. You can use immobilization there. Try and break out of it best you can. Dodge the lasers. Alright, there you go. Thrust stance is pretty decent because it also keeps you out of his range. Smash stance is usually going to miss because he's going to dodge like crazy most of the time. So now he's in phase 2. He's going to swing a giant axe. On the second rotation, you're going to want to dodge to the left. So we got 1, and then 2, and then jump. Oh, you want to jump to avoid that shock there, but that's fine. There you go. We're going to use the Plantain Fan. If he lets me. There you go. We're going to top off our health. Going to run in and do some light attack damage here. Now that his shield's broken, we can get him to phase 3 as quickly as possible. Quicker the better, honestly. You don't want this guy to be on the offensive for too long. He's very strong. Heal. When he moves his hand to the left, he's going to do the strike. There you go. Good dodge. That was a grab attack.
Don't hold back. No more spirit. Step
There you go. Didn't mean to heal there, actually. It's not good. Waste the heal. Back away. Dodge the knives. Go for the thrust stance attack. Cloud step.
You've lifted my spirits.
Well, he's already kind of entered phase 3, which is his 50%, so unfortunately we're going to miss out on our cloud step. That's okay though. Don't move around too much, just if the lasers come close to you, then you can dodge in, but if not, don't worry about it. Right here, as he starts getting encircled by these things, start using your deflection. There you go, and then you want to dodge that ideally, but that I was unable to do so there. Kind of get jacked up. Thrust stance again is going to be your friend. Right. Once you get to 0 health, you're going to want to pop that that pill, the life soul remigration pill, if you have it. Once he gets encircled, you want to go ahead and start using your deflections. That's alright. And when we're out of heals, we're probably going to want to pop our soul remigration pill to ensure we don't die. Watch for the laser. Actually, there's 2 strikes here, and then the laser. 1, 2, 3. There you go.
Of our own divine.
Perfect. We'll go on for this. Very nice. We're doing all the tricks right now. So we'll do a light attack combo just to get over there and slam that shield down. Very nice. He usually won't hit, he's just going to actually do something really neat, and if you listen to his dialogue, he'll reference how Wukong also sprung from a rock, and if you could do the same if you're really him, so that's really interesting. This is the only transformation he won't interrupt, so. Soul remigration, long pills, and let's go. We're going for damage here, baby. He will replenish his that shield before long, like he just did there when he slams down his staff. That's what you're in store for. Nice little interruption there, so no worries. Close the distance though. Oh gosh. No, sir. Sir. We're gonna heal. That would have been immobilization that would have frozen us. Alright, we're going to use the Plantain Fan again if we can. Just keep spamming it. There you go, heal. And then we're going for some max damage here. That should break his shield though. So now we're going to go for all the damage we have available. There you go. Keep pressing. Thrust attack. Start deflecting. And there you go. Now we've entered phase 2, which is one of the most epic phases in all of gaming. So, behold.
Today's clash didn't satisfy my spirit. Go back with me to the sky. Let us get drunk before we continue this fight.
Sounds good to me. So the Destined One pursues him, and just like in the opening scene, he does the same exact technique, but this time the results are different. But we don't die this time. Instead, we become our true form.
None has what it takes to push me into this fight. This monkey. I've been thinking of you every day since.
But before we can face off with him, he's got 4 of his friends alongside with him to help us warm up a bit.
Monkey, such power must be new to you. You should first spar with them a while.
So here you just want to, whoever is closest you can definitely take them on. You can use Rock Solid to defend any attacks from afar, so if you use your focus points, you're going to be dealing some additional damage here. Okay. Yeah, these guys are everywhere, so you're fighting 4 of them at a time, so they're pretty difficult. But use your focus punch as soon as you can, that'll regain your health. Your Rock Solid form will also deflect all their massive strikes, so stay aggressive and you should be fine. There you go. Rock Solid is going to help you deflect them and then build up some focus points for yourself. There you go. Use your focus points pretty often though, so you can take out these enemies. There's 4 of them at the same time. You're gonna have to defeat all of them, okay? These are a lot of scripted sequences here, but as long as you continuously staying on the offensive, you're gonna do some fatality type moves or finishing moves that finishes them off really gruesome in each one of them, so it's really awesome. Really epic. There we go. As we get the health bar, the collective health bar down, you're going to see that we're going to start doing much more damage here. And we'll actually finish some of them off and bring down the 4-to-1 fight. 1 down at a time, make it a little bit more fair. Here they're kind of tag teaming us, but it's okay. There you go. We'll take this guy out if we can first. It's pretty annoying. It's gonna be this guy, it seems. So we're gonna get bitten by this dragon, but it's not over for us yet. This is part of the scripted fight. It's really hard to lose in this sequence because you regain health every time you use a focus point, so use them often. And he's out. So now the fight's just a little bit more fair, and we have a new ability as well, so if you have a focus point you can charge it up even more if you like. This one's next. We're gonna use the dragon to strangle him. That's 2 down. 2 more to go. There you go. Stay on the offensive here. There's another one down. There you go. And 1 more to go before we face off with Erlang's true form. Alright, that's the last one down. Beat him with his own little guitar. Alright, now we're ready for the real fight.
A monkey of worthy deed. As I've helped you, I shall see you.
Here goes the final phase. You can dodge laterally through that, but if you can also beast through a lot of these attacks here. Remember, you regain health every time you use any one of your focus points, so build them up quickly so that you can use rock solid and chain together some really big combos here. He does have a lot of scripted events where he's not going to let you hit him. Or he's going to do stuff like this.
My blade is here.
Oh, he actually missed. You missed the giant monkey, Erlang?
Your downfall.
Nice. He broke his sword. So now he's gonna need a new weapon.
Our battles always wear down my edge.
So he pulls his new sword from the heavens themselves. Now he's got a sharper edge.
A rock must be.
He uses a whip-like extension of his sword. It's pretty crazy. Dodge to the side if you can. Regain some health. Dodge through all these strikes here. He loves using that axe, I'm telling you. That must be his true signature weapon. He transformed it to a bow there, if you saw. That was crazy. Nice. This is the next part of the scene, but don't worry, he's only going to forge us into something even stronger. We're not done yet. Nice big opening strike there. We'll go behind him. He's going to start doing a little bit more strikes here. Right there. That's scripted, so we're good to go. Don't worry about that. Now we're back in the mix. Erlang just does not give up. There it is. That is Erlang Shen taken down, but watch this final transaction here. This final exchange of this epic battle. This is kind of like the colossal version of Jingu Bong here. And this is where Erlang releases the final relic, which is Sun Wukong's freed mind.
I hear tell this Yaogwai is I rank 1,000-fold above that king. As his sire he reveres me, and like a deity he serves me. How dare you think I'm his slave? Kindly chant the loosening spell and release that, Tathagata, so that you can take back my headband and I can be free. That Yaogwai said he knew me somewhat. Surely he's no mere mortal. He must be somebody from the court. Great. The journey ends here. Those eyes wide to bring them down. Watch me rip it off and break free.
So these are all memories, and if you can see, our armor changed too. We have the full set equipped again. Even if you didn't have it equipped, it'll change into this. And now you have the final dialogue or final conversation with Erlang before we set off for the final part of this quest.
My brothers tested you at my behest. All for this day. And only now do I understand that fight. No prestige can shackle him. No band can keep him caged. A mortal death for an unbound mind and will. May you not fail him. I'm now release. Your journey, though, has just begun.
So now we're thrust back into the Great Pagoda, and we'll be facing out with the final two bosses back at the Innocence Shrine. But first, we get all these unique rewards, and we get to see an interaction between the little chunk monk and the Gourd Master himself.
Say, what's to come of Destiny if he steps out of that mural?
I make a living by reading what was written. The signs alone tell what's to come.
What's to come is what's not yet written. No one can read what's not written.
Destiny is written in what's done. What's done shapes what's to come, not escape. It's all written for me, if only I uncover all that occurred.
So, there really is something even you cannot read. That's good. Very good.
Alright, so now with that exchange, we'll be, the Destined one will be coming through the mural, and we'll be reaping all the rewards. One of which is my favorite weapon that I use in conjunction with the Pilgrim set. And I use it all throughout my New Game Plus playthrough. It was fantastic. I'll show you what it is. We won't be equipping it until the final boss, actually. Or I should say the final phase of the final boss. Each of the two bosses we have up ahead will actually be pretty annoying in the sense that they have two phases and two full bars, so pretty annoying. The first phase, I'm sorry, doesn't really have that many health bars, except there's a point where it duplicates itself, so you'll see. We got the Azure Dome transformation, Celestial Ribbons ×2, and also the Tri-Point Double-Edged Spear, which is going to be the final reward, and in my opinion, the best weapon in the game. The Tri-Point Double-Edged Spear matches Jingu Bong in every way, and it even has a unique effect, especially if you use it in conjunction with the thrust stance, so we'll be using that near the end. So we'll certainly be using it. But we'll be using it for the very last bosses. So we're going to return to Mount Wagwo and, go to the Peak of Innocence. And now we'll be watching the final cutscene. And this variant of it is going to be the secret ending. Remember, if you want to just get the standard ending, make sure to skip going back to the Great Pagoda first. Just go through past the Innocence Shrine and defeat the last two bosses and you get the standard ending. Don't enter New Game Plus, continue the game, and then you can do the Great Pagoda sequence, defeat Erlang, and then go back and defeat the final bosses. And you're then treated to the final, secret final ending. And a little special cutscene that you normally would not unlock otherwise. So let's head up here. Zhu Bajie is going to be like, hey, what's going on with the rock? I can't activate it. I can't get Wukong to come out of it.
Hurry! Hurry!
So we're going to interact with it. He thinks it's just a rock, but if the Destined One touches it, then we can actually enter it, and we get that same loading screen that talks about the obsession, so we know that this is kind of like a memory type sequence that melds together the past, present, and future. So we'll be facing off against the last boss, which is called the Stone Monkey. And then also the Great Sage's Broken Shell. And you'll see exactly what those two creatures are in just a moment. But this is a kind of a lengthy cutscene we're going to be watching, and then we'll be able to proceed with the last two bosses.
You're here.
We're here.
Step aboard.
Hey, old monkey. I hope this isn't a one-way trip, is it?
Isn't all life a one-way trip? Once you embark on the journey, there's no turning back.
What is this place?
His memories. Since his early days, he'd had an eye for the finer things, and a will to wrest them from others. Laying his eyes on, then craving to seize their riches. No better than the black bear and ginger, I say.
You can't have an eye for the finer things, while the Buddha oversees the three realms? Well, I hardly think that's fair.
How insatiable. Not content with his kingdom and title below, he asked for a position in the Celestial Court. But soon after his wish was granted, his joy turned to rage, all because he wasn't invited to a feast. He nearly ruined the entire Celestial Palace. Ears fume at unfavorable news. As untamed and ungrateful as that yellow rat. Beasts are beasts, don't you think?
He was young. He didn't know any better. Hadn't learned from the Buddha or our master yet. Aren't you being a bit harsh? Dredging up the scandals from his youth?
Like his adulthood was any better. Since his release, he had claimed to have learned manners and discipline. Yet his weak Frankenchurch gave him away. Posing as an idol, he degraded the gods. Clear was his defiance of the doctrines he had learned.
Well, he was just being naughty. Aren't all great achievers somewhat self-obsessed? Myself included.
Nose in the air, feeling above others. I say he was no less insolent than that yellow-browed brat.
Wait, isn't it that lady of some sort? It was her tricks that made Master drive Wukong away.
On White Tiger Ridge, he forsook his love. 3 times he broke her into pieces, convincing himself his heart would ache no more. Yet, as you must know, he had never let go of her. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been so eager to get away from the Buddhahood he attained. Those who talk much of love will one day bite their tongues. On this matter, he was akin to you and your many darlings. No matter where you are, you'd always fall captive to the web of mortal desire.
Why bring me into this? True, I don't have the wits to break the web, but He had torn his way out since that day.
Take a look, Badger. Can you see? Many of your good friends are here.
We're just fair weather friends, that's all.
But they are still friends, aren't they?
So you say, so it must be. These old buddies. I think none of them ended up well.
Indeed. For ages, countless gifted souls have walked this earth. Yet of them, how few have forged everlasting greatness? Do you know why?
Injustice?
Never has it been just.
Misfortune?
Fortune is simply humility in the mighty.
Well, mayhaps. They simply lacked my charm.
Gifted they may be, yet strive they not. Content with little and lost in lust. Seek the ease, yet crave the renown. They yearn for freedom, yet aspire to Buddhahood. They always want both, yet nobody can and nobody should. Such was the folly of the Bull King and Wukong. Destiny's favor calls for the resolution to sever all desires. You should mark well these words.
Hold on. This can't be Wukong's memory. You're fooling us, aren't you?
5 of the 6 relics call for one. Badger, tell me which.
Eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Mind, it's mind.
What did you just see?
The 3 of us?
That was the last one.
Oh, I see now. It was you. I knew it from the beginning. You were the mind of Wukong all along. That's why you led us here.
Not me. It's him.
Don't make me laugh. Him? He is Wukong.
Yes and no.
Cut to the chase, will you? We didn't come this far for your riddles.
After Wukong died, 5 of his 6 senses endured and were taken by the Yaoguai kings. Only his mind was lost. Mind is the first of the 6. It's the essence unique to every life. Therefore, it's destined to fade away at life's end.
Hold on. You mean Wukong's gone for good? Never to return? You old bastard! You've been lying to us all this time!
That Wukong you knew will never return. But what made him remains. The universe will always bear him a successor. One who shall carry on his name and nature. This chosen successor is the destined one. Nameless you were, yet perils and mighty foes you've braved to recover his relics. Your will now stands resolute, worthy of his power.
You mean this boy is to take Wukong's name? He's not!
Soon Wukong is long gone! But deep down, you know he wasn't all that perfect. Now that he is dead, this one, perhaps, shall bear the name in his stead.
So now we're coming up to the first of the last two boss fights.
This task is yours alone.
The first one with the stone monkey.
Soon Wukong left behind a broken shell, stripped of all his 6 senses. Though ages have passed, it maintains a connection attuned to the echoes of his former self. If you truly are the one destined, you must cast aside his soulless shell and merge the 6 into one. Then, you shall be the one to begin the journey anew.
No, not on his own. He's just a kid who knows nothing. I'll go with him.
This place is shaped by Wukong's lingering obsession. It allows only his relic bearer to face the final ordeal. We can escort him no more. See it for yourself.
Hear me, son! You can always run! You don't have to bear Wukong's name!
Alright. This is probably one of the most fun fights in the game. One of my personal favorites. Let's take him out. There's going to be lots of perfect dodges needed here, so... On his final strike, he's going to do a big AoE. Make sure he doesn't... Okay, when he's lifting, just back away. Alright, no worries. Lots of slow strikes, but trust me, it gets way more epic. A little way too fast, in my opinion. Very nice. Go ahead and top off our health here. If you do any kind of immobilization or whatnot, he can actually just teleport away from it. If you hit him in his rock solid, he will actually try and grab you twice. So watch for this, watch for that. If you hit him hard enough, you can actually avoid that. So here you want to back away as much as possible. There we go. Jumping attack. There you go, he's actually broken away like he normally does. Just stand still, because if you move around, he'll actually teleport towards you and hit you, so. There you go, he's doing it again, so stand still, just look around. There you go. It's much easier to dodge him. If you're running, he will actually increase your chances to hit him, so. Or actually, for him to hit you. There you go. You can get in close here. Stay in his little circle. Remember, if you hit him doing rock solid, you're gonna have to dodge twice for his to avoid his grabs. He does 2 grabs in a row. There you go. Now he's gonna go to phase 2. So phase 2, he has a whole new health bar, but like I said, it's actually more than that because he duplicates himself in a little bit. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. Now he uses his elements, both this I don't know what it is, this divine fire and also other fun stuff. So here, you can try and interrupt it. It's pretty hard to do that on this one, so just try and perfect dodge. There you go. I did not mean to do that. You can actually de-transform, there's no need to waste that right now. Almost actually had to dodge those grab attempts there. You can tell he's switching between the elements. Whenever he does the slam attack, he's actually typically going to come back in and try and do like a ring around you to AoE attack you, so just be careful. If it stays out in the horizon, it's going to come back in, so be on the lookout for it. That's all phase 2 stuff. Remember, you can interrupt most of his attacks. Stay away from these because they're going to blow up. Dodge that. We're going to do a heavy attack here if we can. He's doing the pluck of many, so dodge through. A lot of times if you try and do any kind of immobilization, he's going to break right through it and then create an AoE, so just be careful. There we go. That's explosion right there, you gotta be careful with that. Heal, because it's going to come right back at us. There you go. They're going to both be taking turns, and this is what I think makes it one of the most fun fights in the entire game. There we go. Oh, no way. Okay. We finally got our damage off. Perfect dodges are key to winning this. Dodge out of the ice. Dodge. There you go. Big damage there. You can heal if you feel a little nervous, like you might have a big strike coming your way. Dodge out of the ice. Heavy attack if you want to. If he explodes, oh, he's going to do his slam down. Remember, you can try and break through it. If you have focus points, you can certainly interrupt it. Alright, now he's back to just one form. He's no longer going to spam us. Here he's going to explode. Little AoE strike, and then it's going to come back in. So jump, and then heavy attack. There you go. Watch for the follow-up. There you go. Run away from the ring of ice here. Stay still, watch for the transformation. There you go. Back away once, back away twice, free. Oh, he got me down. That's not very nice. Big damage. Dead. That's phase 2 down. So we defeated the Stone Monkey, and we're actually on to the very last boss of the game. The Stone Monkey is no more. Now, if you may have guessed it, we're going to be facing off against the Great Sage's Broken Shell, which is none other than the original dead body of Sun Wukong himself. Now, phase 1 of Sun Wukong doesn't have as much damage resistance as the second phase, but he can still introduce quite a few of the attacks, including like Ring of Fire and different attacks that you normally wouldn't see. He can do any attack that the Destin can do, including immobilization. So phase 1, just focus on getting him down quickly. In phase 2, he's going to use Jingu Bong to the full effect. And if he does rock solid and you hit him, he'll do a really strong grab attack that takes away a ton of your health. And if you try and heal at any point in time, whether you're really close to him or far away, make sure you spam dodge so that you can break out of his attempt to try and immobilize you, because he'll steal your gourd usage. So you don't want that to happen. I'll try and walk you through this as best I can, but again, this is one of the most difficult fights in the entire game. Hopefully we get all our resources topped off. I believe we do. Alright, so this is phase 1, so not a lot of damage. We also get the special 4th stance in this fight as well. Those decoys explode, so just be careful. If he ever does a decoy and backs away, he's going to actually throw his... he's going to try and throw his staff at you. So just back away from it. He's often going to try and follow up his strikes with a charged up version of Jingu Bong, and you have the audio sound cues to kind of guide you through that if he does. So there, 1 and then 2. So that did some pretty decent damage. We'll go ahead and heal. can break out of here if you want to. Back away. Dodge. There you go. There's a 2-hit strike here. Usually it bounces around a little bit, so just watch it. Dodge. Dodge. There you go. We can heal again. Don't let them do Pluck of Many because there'll be all kinds of difficult attacks. You can interrupt it even in phase 2, so don't worry about it. There you go. Go for the light attack combo and then we'll enter phase 2. This is where you really want to save most of your mana for and your gourds. But remember, if you're using your gourd, make sure you mash dodge immediately after so you can avoid his immobilization spell. This is an excellent fight here. So this original form of the broken shell, if you will, the Great Sage has absorbed all the relics, and he's going to now be incredibly powerful and have increased damage resistance. Very difficult fight, but be ready for the worst. We don't have access to the hidden 4th stance here, unfortunately, which makes it, in my opinion, very difficult. Alright, so hopefully we're not going to be replenished, but we do have at least some of our abilities here. Those are 2 hits there, actually, so when he's spinning around and then the second strike when he lands. Dodge back. Two hits there, so we gotta dodge that as well. You can use your rock solid here and it'll actually build up the focus, so inside the ring of fire you actually get built up focus as well. So let him do his immobilization, let him do whatever he thinks. It'll knock you down, but then come right back up. And you can do your Skull Crusher, and you'll gain another full charge within seconds. So there you go. Wait for your cooldown, and then you can pop one off again. Usually you can get about 2. As soon as it's done, do the second strike. There you have it. And then we'll de-transform. He's gonna be like, what the heck just happened? You're more than welcome to use the wind if you want, the wind fan, Plantain Fan. When he's up against the wall like this, you can deal tons of damage, just like the invisible barrier of the map here, so. Let's get all your light attack combos in. There you go. You missed that, unfortunately, it's okay though. 2 strikes for him there, but it's a long recovery for him to get through, so don't worry about it. Thrust stance is really the way to go for the second phase as well, because if you do your smash stance, he's typically going to break right through it or decoy away, so there you go. We're going to go for this. Watch for rock solid here. He's going to start spamming rock solid. He dodged us. There you go. Watch for rock solid, like I said. And you can initiate it there, that's perfectly fine. Watch for the decoys because they explode. When he comes in, that's a grab attack, so dodge the side way. 1, 2. He got us there, that's okay. He actually tried to use his decoy there. You want to stay out of the ring of fire. Oh no, no, we don't, not anymore. Oh gosh, I thought he was doing a pluck of many, but he wasn't. So it actually scared me for a moment. Dodge around. That's his 3-hit combo there. Just be careful. He might do rock solid again. He gets a little cheeky with that. We didn't want him to do pluck of many. That's all. But this isn't so bad. Go. Now, depending on what he's doing here, we're going to start a deflection. After the 5th one, dodge, and then watch for the follow-up. There you go. This is where you might want to do your big attack if you can. And then we want to heal, but if you heal, make sure you dodge. Switch back to thrust stance. There you go. 1, 2. Do cloud step. Interrupt that attack. Dodge the decoy. Dodge him throwing his staff. Dodge the follow-up if you can. Unless you're like me. Dodge the gourd. He actually tried to immobilize us there. That's the audio cue. We can use the Plantain Fan again because we've hit him so many times. Go a jumping heavy strike here. And we finished the game. Congratulations, guys. You've won 100% Wukong and obtained the secret ending. I'm gonna leave you guys to the final cutscene. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you found any value, please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And until next time, it's the Inhuman One signing out.
You must have heard tales about him. Some say he helped Tung Monk fetch the scriptures, was granted Buddhahood, and stayed on Mount Lingshan thereafter. Some say it was not him who was granted Buddhahood. The real him was already dead on the journey to the west. Some say that the journey never happened. He is nothing but a monkey who lives in some storyteller's tall tale. But now, you will hear a tale which no one has ever known.